In the middle of the vast Sahara Desert, where the winds blow the sand like whispers of the past, there is a valley famous throughout the world, the Valley of the Kings. Here, thousands of years ago, the most powerful pharaohs of ancient Egypt were buried to rest in eternal peace. But is that sleep truly peaceful? Or is there a terrible curse hidden deep in the darkness for those who dare to trespass? The story of the Pharaoh's curse begins in the early 20th century, when British archaeologist Howard Carter and his sponsor Lord Carnarvon entered the tomb of the young King Tutankhamun. No one knew that, right after that fateful day, a series of mysterious events would haunt the world. Sudden deaths, terrifying coincidences, and fear have created one of the greatest mysteries in history. The Pharaoh's curse. Real or just a joke of fate? Join us on our journey to discover and decode this mystery. In November 1922, after years of effort and frustration, Howard Carter finally found what he had been looking for. A small staircase buried in the sand led to the entrance of the tomb. The first steps up these steps were like touching a history that had lain dormant for 3,000 years. The door of the tomb was opened, and a magnificent sight appeared before his eyes. Thousands of gold artifacts, precious jewels, and in the center of the room, the golden coffin of King Tutankhamun lay still under the dim light of torches. Howard Carter described that moment in his diary. "I saw things sparkling everywhere, like stars in the darkness. We were standing before the treasure of an ancient civilization. But in the midst of that treasure, a strange hieroglyphic warning was found. Death will come swiftly to him who dares to disturb the sleep of the pharaoh." The warning was like a foreshadowing of the impending tragedy. Soon after the tomb was opened, strange phenomena began to occur. Lord Carnarvon, who financed the excavation, was the first victim. He was bitten by a mosquito on the cheek. What seemed like a small wound turned into a serious one. A few days later, he developed a high fever and died. Strangely, at the exact moment he died, the entire city of Cairo was plunged into darkness due to a mysterious power outage. But the tragedy did not stop there. Arthur Mace, Carter's assistant, who had been in the tomb that day, suddenly died of a stroke. Richard Bethel, Carter's secretary, also died mysteriously in his office, with documents about the excavation still on his desk. Mummy researcher Douglas Reed also died shortly after coming into contact with artifacts from the tomb. Within 7 years since the tomb opened, 13 people in the excavation team and those related to the artifacts met with strange deaths. The consecutive deaths without clear explanation made the world believe the Pharaoh's curse is real. In response to public concerns and fears, scientists began to look for answers to this mystery. One hypothesis was that ancient tombs are ideal habitats for toxic bacteria and molds. Researchers discovered Aspergillus flavus, a highly toxic fungus that can cause serious lung infections and death when inhaled by humans. In addition, psychological phenomena also play an important role. People who believe in curses are prone to stress and fear, which weakens the immune system and causes illness. The curse, in fact, can be a combination of scientific and psychological factors. The Pharaoh's curse has become a part of popular culture, transcending the boundaries of science and legend. Although the deaths are partly explained by science, the haunting curse still lives on in the hearts of people. Is this the power of spirituality and ancient beliefs? Believe it or not, King Tutankhamun's tomb is still one of the greatest discoveries in history. That treasure, that curse, and that story will forever be a lesson reminding people of respect for the past and the mysteries that cannot be solved.